Let's speak to Laura Westbrook about a number of dimensions to this story. Hi, Laura. First of all, about the violence in Hong Kong. How do we compare today with what we've seen before?
Well, police said that 6 live rounds were fired today, including that live round that was fired directly at a protester, which is the first time that has happened. Now, the police chief, Stephen Low, has called that lawful and he's called that reasonable. But a lot of protesters are inflamed by that. They have already come out and said that they are going to escalate the violence on the streets, which is something that the police in Hong Kong will not want to see, making a already dire situation worse.
China's authorities, though, were looking to mark the 70th anniversary. Did they manage to do that in Hong Kong at all?
So a lot of things were cancelled in Hong Kong. They did hold a ceremony inside, but it is really striking seeing on one hand in China these lavish ceremonies, this military parade, and then just across the streets, just across the border in Hong Kong, people wearing black, tens of thousands of people taking to the streets in these violent scenes that we saw today, throwing Molotov cocktails at the Bank of China. And I think if authorities in Hong Kong thought that by banning these protests they could deter people, that really hasn't happened. And I think what has surprised many people in Hong Kong is the determination and the anger of these young people in Hong Kong. They see this as they fighting for Hong Kong's future and for Hong Kong's freedom, and that they say they will continue to protest until they get that freedom.
So this looks reasonably intractable. Help me understand how we can even imagine a route to a more peaceful and settled situation in Hong Kong.
I think Hong Kong is more divided than it's ever been, especially with the violence that you saw today on the streets, with tens of thousands of people taking to the streets. And remember that by banning this protest, it's made the people who've taken to the streets an illegal act. The police call it rioting. So these people are facing 10 years in prison, and we're already seeing prosecutions. On Wednesday, the largest group of protesters are going to face a judge. 96 of them are going to face a judge. So we're seeing the prosecutions of these protests happening as well. So when you think about what will happen, it's really an intractable position. The protesters say they have 5 demands. They want an independent inquiry into police brutality and also genuine political reform. They want the ability to directly elect their own leader. They've been holding up their hands with showing 5 fingers, saying they have 5 demands, not 1, and they want all these demands met. And they say they will continue to take to the streets until Carrie Lam and the government of Hong Kong listens to them.
All right, Laura, thank you as ever. We appreciate it.